Hello orchestra, we've made it to page 30. This is an important page in our book because we're going to be learning a new rhythm called eighth notes. We're going to learn to understand it, we're going to learn to play it, and that is going to be our focus for the next couple pages here in our book. I want you to notice that in this particular software, IPS software that I'm using that comes with Kjos, if you're using this software, that there is a video already made. So check it out. I'm going to do my own video here, and hopefully between the two videos you'll gain some understanding of how to read and play eighth notes. At the top of the page we have a chart. Okay, the chart is to help us understand how eighth notes relate to quarter notes, because we already know what quarter notes are. When we count quarter notes, we usually count the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So quarter notes keep the pulse of a song, the beat of the song going. Below the quarter notes are the new kind of notes called eighth notes. There are two notes in the box as opposed to one note like a quarter note. There'll be two sounds that we make for each beat. Okay, we're going to make two sounds here, two sounds for here, two sounds here for two sounds for here. When we're counting notes, eighth notes, we're going to say the word and in between the numbers. So like this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're still saying 1, 2, 3, 4, but we're adding and in between. Listen. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's just a new way of counting that we're going to need to start doing. All right, the first rhythm in our book on this page, 144, is going to use 4 eighth notes and 2 quarter notes. Just like this little pattern shows us right here. Exercise 144, groups of 4. Take your bow, and what we're going to do is something called shadow bowing. We're not going to play it on the instrument. Just hold it up straight up and down like this, okay, with the tip in the air. And we're going to pretend we're bowing down and up with our bow. Okay, I know normally we go like this, down and up. But for this exercise, let's just go straight down and straight up for up. Watch how my bow moves. Rest, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Down, up, down, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. All right, you try that with me. Here we go. Let's hold the bow right there. 1, 2, ready, speak. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 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 Now pick up your instrument, and I'm going to play for you first the exercise 144 on an open D string. 1 and 2 and 3 begin. And 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 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 I didn't repeat it because I don't want to take up too much time on this video. Something you might notice, and you'll notice in that video that I told you about at the beginning of this, is that when you do eighth notes, you're going to just use half of the bow. Okay, instead of the whole bow. Okay, we're just going to go more quickly with our bow. We're just going to go. Notice that? I'm staying right here from halfway to the frog. I'm just staying in that space until I get to the quarter notes. Okay, we're going to use the whole bow on the quarter notes. Why? because quarter notes are longer, so we need more bow to create the longer sound. Let's try it again. All right, and ready. 1 and 2 and ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 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 And then repeat. You getting the hang of this now? Let's take a look at the exercise just below those notes that we just did. Now I am using a cello book today. So if you're thinking, hey, those notes are in a funny spot, if you're a violin player, you're thinking, well, those aren't the same notes that I normally play. It's because we're looking at the cello book. So you cellos get a little extra attention today. Look through this song and you will notice that we have the same pattern of eighth notes and quarter notes that we did above. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, but the notes are changing. Look at that, they're changing and going higher and higher. This is the D scale. You probably recognize those notes. We're going from D to E, F sharp to G, A to B, and C sharp to D. I'm going to play it for you first, and then you can join in on the next time if you want. Okay, here it goes. It's a 1 and 2 and 3, 4, but we're changing notes. All right, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 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 And then you repeat. 145, reverse rhythm recreation. Reverse rhythm. If you look at that carefully, you're saying, hey, this is just the opposite of what we did. What we did up here was a 1 and 2 and 3, 4. This is a 1, 2, 3, and 4 and. They've put the eighth notes at the end of the measure. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1, and so on. All right, let's do it real quick with our voice. Rest, 2, say the notes, and 1, 2, 3, and 4 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 and repeat. We're going to skip all the repeats. Clap it. Speak it and clap it. Rest, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1, 2, 3, and 4 and. Now let's do the shadow bowing in the air. We're going to go down, up, 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 and so on. And we're going to say 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1. Ready, 2, and go. 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1, 2, 3, and 4 and. Let's do it on the instrument. Let's do it on the A string this time. I'm going to use the open A string, and we're going to do that rhythm, and we're going to continue counting out loud. Rest, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1, 2, 3, and 4 and. Now let's look at the exercise below it. We're going to play again the same rhythm, 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1, 2, and so on throughout the song. But the notes, of course, are not just open A strings. We have a D, F, E, 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 G, F, 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 A, Let's do it. Okay, starting on the D string. And a 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 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 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... Number 146, bow division expedition. First, let's count the rhythm with our voice again. We're going to say 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. And repeat. Let's try doing that. Clapping. Rest. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 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 3, 4, and. Now let's do this exercise on the G string. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3. When we play eighth notes, remember we're only going to use half the bow. So since it starts with a quarter note, I'm going to use the whole bow. And then on the next two eighth notes, I'm just going to use from the tip of the bow to the middle of the bow. Let's do this. Rest, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 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 3, 4, and. Okay, look at the exercise below. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Same pattern. D, 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 F, 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 A, D, and so on. All right, I'm still going to just count out loud the number pattern while I play the notes. Starts on open D. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 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 3, 4, and 1. And then repeat it. 4 by 8. Do you know what you're going to say here? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then what would you say on these eighth notes? If you said this, you're right. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, let's read this with our voice first. Rest, 2, ready, read. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and so on. All right, let's do this back on the D string again. I'm going to skip the clapping and the shadow bowing for now. Since you've seen me do that already, you can do it on your own though, before you try to play it. All right, let's play this on the open D string. Rest, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And repeat. Now look at the exercise below. Starts on G, so we're going to go G, 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 F, 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 E, E, and so on. And we're going to count the number patterns. rest, 2, 3, 4, and G, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, back to the beginning. All right, well that completes our work on page 30 of our books. Kind of a long video, but hopefully it was information that you found valuable and helped you understand how to read, how to count out loud, and how to play eighth notes. 31 will give us some more practice on these notes, so we'll see you then.